A, B, C. Now, I've been working towards having baggage handling up and running, and I got a bit one-track minded about that. There's actually quite a few extra steps that we need to go through before we can make that happen. And just to give you an example, right now there's no way for the baggage trucks to come in from the public road to get into the airport because none of this section has been built yet. So today we're going to focus on just completing some of the actual construction, and we'll let baggage handling itself be maybe next episode or the one after. It just depends how long everything takes. So to start with, I need to get this service road in. And I'm actually going to... Okay, apparently I'm going to build that bit of road. I'm actually going to adjust this somewhat because I don't want this. And it's just being a pain. Alright. Let's remove that section. Good. And get rid of that, because I want to have a little bit of extra room here just for a staff room for my ramp agents, because the ramp agents need to be able to get to all of the pads on foot. They also need to be able to get to this baggage building over here. So let's rotate the service entry, which is that one, vehicle checkpoint, and zoom in to remember which way is which. Yep, okay, so if that were to line up there, public, that one please, public road joins on that side, service road of the concrete variety comes down here in a straight line, much better. And then the footpath will go in there. There'll be a small room here, which can be that size, will be fine. It also means there's a way for them to get... Actually, no. I was thinking I could put a door here. That's not going to work. It's still going to be a secure zone, right? So they're going to have to come through security, come into the baggage at the boarding thing, and just come through a staff-only door. But that's fine. I mean, they could come out this way anyhow, but ultimately there needs to be a door in here, which is staff-only. This whole section is going to be secure zone. That's a door. There we go, that's all joined up. And then we need to build in this footpath. Sidewalk, footpath, depends what country you're in, I guess. That's all connected, and that whole path, including this crossing, needs to be a secure zone. And similar deal over this side. In this instance, I think the... where's the staff room going to go? Let's put in some extra bits first. I'm going to need a vehicle depot, which is actually under that section, just to be confusing. It's got nothing to do with roads. And fuel. This is not the right kind of fuel. Hopefully I will remember. I'm going to put it the wrong way around so that I do remember. There's going to be a fuel depot there for Jet A1 gas, which, let's see. moment I'm working on the multiple terminal operations. That's going to take quite a while to finish. After that I want to get the fuel in, and then we'll start thinking about the fact that we need multiple floors to build our security section for package handling. So, road comes in, that's all good. This is going to get built shortly. Yeah, okay, so staff rooms and doors and things. We need... Behind this sort of makes sense. Doesn't need to be a huge room. The key thing though is there needs to be a way to get there. So... And this is a low traffic zone, there's not a lot of people involved, so let's just keep it a thin little path. Start dotting in doors. There and there. Make everything secure. We might want to get some fences in to keep out all the wildlife. Let's see. I thought I put a door there, I haven't yet. That way, I think. Probably never going to make sense of which way the doors go. Let's just not worry about it too much. Put some seats down here. We don't need a whole lot of seats. There's only going to be probably 2 or 4 people down here. Then again, some of them will want to manage that. So let's just put in, let's say 9. 9 sounds like plenty. That is going to be a staff room. And this entire pathway and door, and of course all of that room, are all staff zone. Similarly, this bit of path is staff zone down to there. Passengers come out here, they get on their planes, ramp agents get past them, that's all good. I don't think it's possible to put... Let's find out. I don't think it's possible to put crosswalks or zebra crossings or whatever they're called where you come from. Yeah, can only be put on roads, not on... And now there's a clever trick. In theory, I could make this entire lane a crosswalk, and then they could get in that way, but that just seems silly. Alright, you also need to think about, let's get rid of that for a second. Let's complete the construction of that, and the staff room, and the bath, door. Do we have the money? It's going to be tight. Let's focus on the road first. And the footpath. So I'm just conscious of the fact these are going to cost me, I think, 30,000 per aircraft stand, and I also need to build an actual terminal, so there's a bit of cost in here, and we are still a bit on the poor side of things. I'm also going to build an extra one of these desks so that there is one per stand, because I've noticed, the warning's not coming up right now, but every now and then we get a warning that flights are backing up because there's not enough stands, or not enough check-in desks. Speaking of flights, we need to fill some gaps, and I might just do it the easy way, which is to hire someone. I'm missing the CIO. I don't greatly mind setting up flights when there's 25 flights per day, but as soon as you clock over 25, which we're going to do probably in this episode, yeah, it's just too much effort. So back to this one. Yeah, there's 2 flights active right now, but if I go to Sunday, switch on the auto planner, you can see we've got 18, 3, 17. There's a lot of flights queued up that could be popped in here. I don't want to sit here doing that. One thing I did off camera was just rename all of the stands, the general aviation ones, clearly labeled as being something separate to small stands. Obviously I haven't renamed the ones that haven't been built yet. Okay, that room exists. This will also need to get built. 10,000, that's not too bad. How much is it going to cost me to do all of that? Yes, insufficient's not the answer I want. 78, 88. Well, we're getting close. Let's just get that bit started. And I guess that. Oops, no, never mind. That was going to get built soon anyway, so let's not be too concerned. I'm also going to fill in some of the taxiway because I'm sick of it being one tile wide. It just, I know it doesn't matter as far as the game is concerned, but it looks wrong. Right, and now I'm broke again. So back to planning. Going to need some seats in here, and this doesn't have to be solely for ramp agents. We can have, let's see, we could have passenger service agents could come in here, ramp agents, and security could use that still. I don't want to have executives and administrators going through security to get to a staff room. That's just going to be rather, what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't want people who don't need to be on the security side of the airport ever passing through security, because then they have to come back through exit gates and it just keeps them further away from their desks. Do we have cash? Yeah, we have some cash. So I might just finish building some of these chairs that I missed last time. Right, this room is for security officers, agents, ramp agents, and that is all. This room is for ramp agents only. I might actually let service technicians in here as well. Service, where are they hiding? There they are. Because they might need to repair the chairs and things, and if they can rest just outside of that, great. If I may... Nah, it's fine. I could shift this wall up one tile, move that whole crosswalk up, and thereby make this waiting area a slightly bigger space, but my sole reason for wanting to do that was to put vending machines in, and they could just go down in this corner. I'll put some over here as well. I still want this section to be a franchise, and I need to squeeze some seating in for people waiting for their flights to be ready to check in. Fencing. Let's see. If I connect it up to that wall before the sun goes down completely. In fact, I'm going to pause for a moment. I don't think you actually need to, yeah. Fences auto-rotate, and that's quite handy. You don't have to worry about which way you're placing them. Where am I going to connect this? No, it needs to be connected to this wall. Ah! Stop getting in the way. Somewhere around there. Cool. So eventually this fence is going to need to move because we're going to be extending out here into our medium airport or a large airport or what have you. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's not the button I wanted. We need to have gates here so that the contractors can get in. Let's put one down this way as well. Same deal, I'm going to put some gates on the other side just in case they ever need to get out there. Right. Got a little bit of cash. How's our flight situation going on? 25 of 25. Yeah. So we've got a whole week of flights being plotted in already, that's good. Let's get some more of this taxiway completed. Perfect. Yep. Cool. I obviously don't need this site just yet, but if I plot it in now, I can't make the mistake I made in, I think, episode 3, where I had a stand that wasn't connected because I hadn't built the taxiway yet. Okay, let's go back to planning mode. Not that we could afford to put this in yet anyway. Needs to line up there. Cool. Let's just check whether this is finished yet. No, not quite. That's fine. And the other thing we need to start thinking about is actually hiring ramp agents. Most of you aren't very good. You're great. Also security officers. We're going to need a lot more of them soon. Possibly some more service agents, if there were any quality ones to speak of. Alright, we'll come back to that in a moment. So, how many staff we got? Right, yes. So part of the reason I'm hiring extra service agents is each of these desks is currently assigned to needing 2 people. But with the small number of people boarding a small flight, you really don't need to have 2 service agents. Let's get those vending machines built. That can make us a couple of dollars. This... what's your problem? Yes. How much is it going to cost to upgrade that tower? That's not the right thing. I want this tower, which looks almost the same. 15,000. Yeah, that's worth doing. Let's see. Doesn't quite fit inside the roundabout, that's kind of a pity. This space is going to get used for something else at some point, so I don't want to squeeze it in there. It might be simplest just to keep it in the general aviation airport for now. I also want to get a second hangar in case we have another one of those routes of having multiple emergencies at the same time. But obviously, that's cash dependent. So, you're going to be for commercial flights. What's that? Ah, right, yes. Right, so give it a few minutes, that auto planner will start recognizing the fact that we've got, there we go, yeah, 75. So very soon we're going to start seeing, it still says it's not connected. Oh, boarding desks, right, sure. Yeah, we're going to get to that. We have to build this room first, and that's expensive. Yeah, so, you know what? Let's allow general aviation. For the time that we're constructing these and trying to get this building completed, we can have a few general aviation flights popping in. That won't be such a bad problem. This should now be complete. We've got our extra flights, so I no longer need the original air traffic control tower, which is down here. Goodbye. Ooh. Requires airport police car assistance. Okay. I don't even remember what that's under or whether I've even got it as an option yet. Nope. Doesn't look like I do. So I'm going to have to decline that because I am not going to be able to finish the research and get the money and buy a car and build a building. Yeah, no, just not a chance. So that won't be helping my security rating or whatever that particular event triggers. Possibly that one right there for all I know. Yeah. The game's just trying to push me along into parts that I'm not ready for. I have my own goals. Right. I'm trying to make sure I've got a little bit of budget left over. The other thing I want to think about, if I go back to our loan, just how much is left to pay off. 271,000. Yeah, that's a long way off still. I'd like to pay it off though, because obviously then I'm... Let's just show you. If I go to, I think it's administrative. Okay, $146 an hour is not a huge amount, but if you think about that in terms of days, that's $3.5 grand. $3.5 grand that I could be spending building my terminal. I just don't like paying interest in real life or in games. Okay. Let's go back to staffing, hiring. Still no security officers. You end up needing an awful lot of ramp agents once baggage handling comes online, particularly when you've got medium or large flights. So let's just ignore the fact that we don't really need that many yet and start getting them on board. How many do I have? 7. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot more than 7. What we should be able to do while we're trying to build up that is get ramp agent service round enabled, because now the ramp agents themselves will go and check the planes and make sure that everything's hunky-dory. I could also think about some lighting and other cheap little upgrades. yeah, let's just focus on getting some cash for the moment. I think I can't tell in the dark whether I've built that fence or it's just planned. Okay, it looks like it was only planned. Where's the bottom end of it? Right. At least fencing is cheap. What the heck? Where are you guys even going? You're just running to the other fence, are you? Alright. As long as I'm not paying for their safety insurance, I guess it's okay. Now, let's see. Speaking of paying for things, I think, yes, one of our contracts is up for negotiation. And at the moment, I'm not even able to get Jet A fuel, so I'm really more focused on trying to make a bit more money out of the avgas. Although if I do that, yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Yeah, let's just do that. That should be accepted. Thank you. And when did these all get signed? Day 10. Yeah, we're a ways off that yet. How's our research going? It should be getting close to done. Okay, floor construction is a definite requirement. Before that, I want jet fuel. And that one's nice and quick. I don't know if I mentioned it before, this red flag is about the fact the two sides of my airport aren't joined. But I'm hoping, now that I've got this option, I should be able to get interrupted by an emergency. Okay. There's a flight that needs servicing. That's not a big deal, I don't think. As long as it's not this random one that's just parked in the middle of the road, not going anywhere. What flight was that? N1349. Nope. There is a little go-to thing here, I think. Nope. Gee, thanks guys. How... Oh, yeah, there you are. Okay, that's taking care of itself. Let's go back to what I was doing. The fence is still being constructed. We've got lots more of this room to build, but we're starting to have the money. So if I spend on one of those and get the terminal building itself constructed. Again, I'm going to hold on to a little bit of cash just in case of sudden emergencies. Maybe I need to build a hangar in a hurry, who knows. We can go back to fast mode now too. Another cheap little thing we can think about doing is just throwing in some flowers. If we do this, it might improve the rating of our airport slightly, whilst also making everyone cough and sneeze. Don't know about you guys, but I suffer from terrible hay fever sometimes. I might do that in here as well. Flowers. If I do that, now it's going to override, isn't it? Nope, not that one. Oh, come on. Cool. Thank you. That's been sorted. This is mostly constructed. We have a bit more cash. So perhaps not the most exciting episode, but sometimes you just have to spend the time. Let's get that constructed as well. Still got a bit of cash. I need that bottom bit connected. Cool. Yeah, I don't think it matters which way around I do this. Connect you to there, and then when those guys take off, we can turn those into commercial flights. Which could take a while. Alright, we have more of those now, so we need more desks. I was doing terminals, wasn't I? Cool. So the general aviation terminal does not require check-in desks or baggage or staff rooms or public transport. It also doesn't need employees or... Okay, it's got a vehicle or two. That's fine. Small terminal is all of this. Yeah, sure. And I think after doing that, it might be sensible to go into staff and switch off the auto assign and do the same for vehicles. I think my research should have finished by now. Yeah, cool. Floor construction will be required soon. You can get a start on that. I can get rid of this placeholder and get that kind of fuel dump. Yeah, there's not that much traffic. It can go there. And then we can buy the vehicle for that, which is this kind. Yes. Don't have the Mavericks yet. Yep, sure, that's fine. Okay, so we're definitely getting close to having our terminal constructed now. Still a few more bits and pieces to go, still a few more stands to go. But you can be commercial flights, you can be commercial flights, and what the... Ensure there's a pathway between all terminals. I beg your pardon? I've never successfully had the terminals thing working, that's why I'm trying to do it so early. I want to do it while things aren't complex. Oops. That way, please. Let's see. Pathway. See, I don't know if that means... Yeah, it looks like it is pedestrian type pathway. But why would you need a pathway between... I think the default assumption is that you're not making general aviation into its own terminal, or that you just don't keep general aviation once you've got commercial flights. I don't think it's going to matter, I think it's just going to be a red flag that we can ignore. Okay, we've got a bit more cash. We can build these. And the desks that go with them. I can't afford that one yet, that's fine. These need to be set to 1 person per desk. And at some point we might have enough passengers around that extending these queues a bit starts to make sense, but we're certainly not at that point yet. Right, how many security staff did I manage to hire? Let's see if there's any available. No. Security officers 4. Yeah, 4 is nowhere near enough for what we're going to need. I really don't want to be hiring low-skilled security officers, because I know their skill level does actually count for something, unlike administrators. Because somewhere in here, that one right there, it's whether it affects anything else for certain or not, I don't know, but it affects this percentage here. I want that as high as possible because obviously it contributes to my overall rating. The higher your security rating, the better chance that your overall airport rating is high. Yeah, okay, we can start thinking about decorating the airport a bit later. What is your problem? I beg your pardon? You can't get into security, which is right there. Why? I'm just going to pretend that's a glitch for the moment, not worry about it. Okay, a little bit more cash, please. I want to build that one. I'm not going to switch that on just yet because I haven't built the desks for them. But we're definitely getting there. Little bit more time, which I might do between episodes, maybe sort of a 10-minute segment, just getting the extra cash to complete the construction that you can see right now. Then we can start thinking about baggage, which is also expensive. I mean, this thing alone, the baggage bay itself is 50,000. So yeah. There might be a little gap between this episode and the next one while I do that, but it won't be anything dramatic. You'll just see some things have been constructed. And we've got a lot of warning flags here. Cannot leave the secure zone. Why not? Alright. I'm going to assume the problem is that I haven't built that square. They should be able to get to here otherwise. Alright, as I said, I don't want this to stretch on too long. At the moment we're just waiting for cash, so I'll catch you in the next episode, and things may be slightly more complete. Until then, bye bye.